How's it going today?
It's going okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to tell me what brought you in today?
Well, I guess my drinking is really what's brought me in today. It's really become part of my life now, my everyday life. And it seems to just kind of influence everything around me negatively. And nothing seems to be going right for me, and it's just, I don't know, I feel like I'm getting more depressed, more anxious, but I just keep drinking, keep drinking.
Yeah. Nothing seems to be going right?
Yeah, it seems that me and my wife, we're always fighting. It doesn't matter what comes up, a word pops out of our mouth, and yeah, we just both start yelling at each other and getting angry, slamming doors, and just walking away from each other. And it's just, it's really frustrating. I don't know what to do. I don't know what she wants from me, and it's just, I just always am really angry at her, and she always seems to be really angry at me. But also just my job, and I don't know, I can't seem to keep a job. I'm always jumping from one job to another, trying to see what works best for me, but I work for a couple weeks and they say I can't come to work drunk. They say I'm drinking too much, and they fire me, and so
yeah, that does sound really frustrating.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I just really don't know what to do about it.
Yeah, it sounds like the drinking is impacting your relationships, with your wife and with others and your job.
Yeah, it really has, and it just started out as something that I really enjoyed doing with some friends, and we'd go out for a couple beers every once in a while, and then from there it just kind of escalated and started having more fun with them, and staying out and drinking more, coming home drunk, and she started getting angry at me and would yell at me for staying out, and
yeah, it sounds like the drinking started as something that was just kind of stress relieving and something you could do as a social activity with friends, and now it's just gotten to a point where it's kind of hurting a lot of areas of your life.
Yeah, it was always nice. I like you said, it was actually kind of stress relieving at first. I would have a long day at work or just a long week, and it was always nice just to be like, wow, I can go out with the guys, grab a beer, and just kind of forget about everything else that was going on. And so it just became more natural just to go out and grab a beer or two. It didn't harm anything at the time, and so
you said drinking a beer or two helped you forget about everything else that was going on?
I mean, life was just really overwhelming at times. Just a full-time, I was working full-time, and so there was a lot going on between trying to support my family, but also just staying super busy. Sometimes I'd be working 20 extra hours a week, and so it was just getting really stressful on me. And what I thought helped me best was just going out and being with the guys, and getting something to drink, and so it just felt like a good stress reliever at the time.
Yeah.
And so, but then, like I said, the wife is not really happy about that. She said it just was really frustrating to her, and it seemed like I didn't care about her anymore, and here I am working a full-time job, and
Mhm.
when I needed to, I was working extra hours, and so it felt like I was providing as much as I could, and then yeah, just kind of went downhill.
Yeah, yeah, something that you thought would help and something that felt like it was helping is now causing more damage.
Yeah. Now a lot of damage it seems like too, and so it's just constantly. Well, today is actually one of the few days that I'm decently sober, and so it's just like a constant state of depression almost, and
Mm.
just not understanding myself, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of anger and just a lot of fights that go on, not even just between me and my wife.
Yeah.
I fight with my friends now, and sometimes that gets pretty physical. Come home with a black eye, some bruises or something,
Mm.
and of course that starts another fight. And yeah, so.
Yeah, yeah. So you said you have a lot of anger. Is that, you want to tell me where that might be stemming from or who that might be towards?
I get angry at my wife. Um, and just, I don't like how she seems to try to control my life.
Mm.
And she's always seemed to nag at me because of I'm spending too much time at work. I'm spending too much time with my friends, and spending too much time at the bar, or I'm at home and I'm just sitting on the couch having a good time, and she says I should do something with her, go out, and then I start getting angry because it seems like she's controlling my life, and I think it's my life to live. Yes, I'm married, but it's also something I want to. I enjoy drinking. I enjoy hanging out with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't enjoy working all the time, but it's something I have to do to provide.
Right.
And so, yeah, I feel I get angry at her mostly just because of how she, what she says to me, and just how she feels like she's always trying to control what I'm doing.
Yeah. So a lot of the anger you're feeling, I hear you saying that it's mostly directed at your wife because you feel as if she's trying to control a lot of aspects of your life.
Yeah, I mean, she's constantly by my side nagging me about something, and constantly telling me how I'm doing things wrong, how I should be doing things, what I need to do. And she was the one that said I should come and see a counselor because of my problems. I mean, I understood that I wasn't feeling great and was drinking a lot, and it was impacting different parts of my life, but she was the one that ultimately was like, you should come to counseling. And so after weeks and weeks of her nagging about it, I decided that, okay, I'll try it, see what happens. I haven't done counseling before, so this is the first for me. I've been to an AA group, and I felt it didn't help me.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is going to do for me. At this point, it's just kind of just doing what she told me that I should do here, and so, but yeah.
So it's not necessarily your choice to be here?
I think I did choose in some ways. I wasn't forced to come.
Yeah.
But I do feel that there was a lot of pressure on me to come here. She just kept nagging me about it, and it was something I was like, I was just fed up with it, and I was angry at her, just yelling, screaming at her about it, and so I was just like, all right, I'll do it, I'll come in, and so, yeah, I guess it was a little bit of choice, but it was just a lot of pressure behind me coming here.
Yeah.
So it's kind of her being in control, it seems like, and trying to control what I need to do.
Yeah, it sounds like what you're saying is there's a lot of tension at home.
Oh man, there's a lot of tension, very thick, and it's something people around us are mentioning, and I just push it aside, and sometimes that's why I get in fights with my friends, is they start bringing something up about that, and her family's trying to get involved in some places. My family's just, I don't really know what they're doing. But they put in their 2 cents every now and then, and I get angry at her because her family's trying to get into our life, and yeah, there's just a lot of tension between my wife and I, and so.
Yeah, and I bet it's frustrating having other people trying to get involved.
Yeah, I think it really frustrates me because it's our relationship. I mean, she lived with them for who knows how long, and now it's just us, and I would just rather them keep themselves out of it. My family, they kept themselves out of my problems, and so I just want to keep it between the 2 of us and let them stay out of it. Let my friends stay out of it. It's not their marriage. It's our marriage. It's our relationship. And so yeah.
Tell me about when you think the tension between you and your wife started.
Like, are you wanting like a time, like a date, or like an event?
Just whenever you think you noticed that your relationship started to get tense and the anger started building.
It really, I don't know, it just seems like it's been like this for a long time. To me, I don't really know of a time it began, it just seems like it's always been there between us. I mean, when we first got married, we were okay. We seemed happy and all of that. And a few years later, I guess, things just seemed we both seemed unhappy. We were just super, the relationship just seemed to go downhill. And then I just began to start drinking more, and of course there was the anger behind that, and there was the tension of our marriage is going downhill, and then start drinking, more tension builds up, family joins in, friends join in to comment, and
yeah, it sounds like you have a lot on your plate.
Yeah. And it just seems like it keeps adding up to one day after another, some issue arises, some argument comes up, and it doesn't matter who's it's with, it just starts piling it on, and there just feels like there's more and more, and it's just kind of that point where it's just like, and not that I don't want to give up, but it's just kind of to that point, like, what's going on? Like, it's just like I don't really care anymore. Just, yeah. Sometimes it feels lonely. Feels like I'm by myself, and
It sounds like you're trying to carry a lot of weight all on your own.
felt like I was providing for the family. I felt like I was doing enough. Would get super stressed, super overwhelmed at work, and come home just want to relax and
Yeah.
drink a beer or two and calm down from a long week, from a long day, whatever it was. And it just felt like I was always doing something. I was constantly on the move, constantly working, and so I felt like there was a lot, and it still feels like there is a lot. I'm not working as much anymore because I can't stay sober for but a couple days, and so, but I feel like there's just so much more piling up now, so.
Yeah. So the drinking maybe hasn't taken away the problems you had before you started drinking, but added to it.
I guess you could say that. I mean, I enjoy drinking. It's something I have fun doing. I mean, when I started drinking, there was not much going on, I guess. It was relaxing and stress relieving, and sometimes if I drink too much, I mean, that's a great time. The after effects of that aren't too fun, but I guess, yeah, there are, it seems like more problems have came up. But then again, I don't know if that's directly correlated with the alcohol and how much I drink there, and so.
Right. And your wife has a lot to say about what's going on?
Oh man, she has too much to say about it. She never stops talking about it. She never stops talking about how much I drink. She never stops talking about how I should stop drinking, how I need to go see a counselor, how her family's concerned about it, and how she's concerned about my family being so distant. And she just, yeah, she never seems to stop talking about it. And not even just alcohol, it's just other things in life. Me getting a job, me trying to raise a family, be a good father, be a good husband. She's just constantly on me about all of these different things, and I'm just like, slow down, take a step back, let me be me, let me live my life, and so.
Yeah, so you kind of just want her, as you said, just take a step back. What would that look like?
What would that look like? I mean, first off, it'd be her not really nagging me about everything. It'd be her stepping back and letting me do what I want to do. It'd be helping to keep her family out of our problems.
So a lot of what I hear you saying is that how she is approaching your drinking and the decisions you're making is kind of disheartening.
Yeah, and it seems like every time she mentions it to me, she always comes up to me super angry, and she just starts yelling at me that I need to put the bottle down, that I need to get up and go out and do something with my life rather than just sitting around. And so yeah, every time she comes up to me, it always seems like she's yelling and getting angry, and it's just like I said, she just seems to be in control. She wants me to follow her expectations of life. And so then and that makes me frustrated at her, and I start yelling back at her, and I'll walk out and get in the car, drive somewhere, or go walk around or something just to get away and distance myself from her. So
I bet that feels like you're stuck in a cycle.
It's one big circle. That's right. It's just one thing after another.
Yeah.
No matter whether we're at a store, at home, at her family's house, like, it's just the same thing over and over. And I just try to just get myself away from those situations at times. It becomes overwhelming to me. I just get so angry that I just walk off and just don't want to talk to her, don't want to talk to anyone, and it's just something I need to be isolated. And yeah, after that, come right back in, full big argument, right back out the door. So.
So you feel kind of isolated.
Yeah, I feel like there's no one there. She's constantly nagging me, and so there's nothing coming from her. Any conversation we have, it goes into an argument, and so then I feel like I don't have her, and her family is against me. And at times it feels like my friends are against me when they try to come in, and I don't have a job, there's no one there, and so yeah, I feel isolated. I feel lonely. There's no one else around that understands me, that gets what I'm going through, or is there to help, and so
That would be very lonely feeling, I'm sure, to feel like no one understands what you're going through and no one is really there to help you.
It makes me frustrated. I get angry over being lonely.
Yeah.
Didn't know that was a thing, but but yeah, it's a really crappy feeling, just knowing that, or just feeling like that there's no one else around me. Just feeling like it's just me, and so I get more angry from that, and pop open another bottle and
Yeah.
try to douse the fire with some alcohol, which I know that's not how that works.